just to recap where we are on the weekly, we've taken out this key swing low support level and formed an order block right here. This week took out this week's high and closed above, and then last week retested it, formed a low of the week right around here at 11,000 area, and then pushed up and actually took out the target of last week that I was looking for. I think it took it out actually on this. Yeah, it did, exactly. Okay, so we've done a shallow run above this swing high, and if we look at where we are from high to low, this is the equilibrium point. And so, we could see rejection down here, but on the lower time frames, which I'll look at next, we don't really have any breakup structure to the downside that would make me think that we're going down as of now. And so I think the more likely scenario, also looking at the S&P and other correlations, it looks far more likely that at the start of the week we are gonna move higher. Now we could actually in the start of the week just rebalance, just go up and test the high of this week here, consolidate, and then it'll look like it might be going down, and then running above what are now equal highs here. So let's just keep in mind that on the monthly we're approaching the last day of the month, and should we close kind of like this, we will have a gap here that I think the market will be inclined to target, and it could see some resistance, but I think more than likely we would fill this entire gap in and potentially approach the high of September. But that all remains to be seen, and we will take it day by day. And so on Friday, we've confirmed, as I like to say, we've confirmed a swing low here. So the market had this high, which was taken here. It swept it, filled this gap, came down, and then at around this optimal trade entry area here, below the 50%, formed this low, this outside bar engulfing candle, and then we've had 2 more consecutive days afterwards that went up to this high. But I think this is actually a good sign for longs that it just clipped it and then came down, because I think that once this started to go down, this looked like a very obvious resistance point where people got short and probably put their stop losses above this level here. So we have equal highs, and then the market came down, looked like it was going to break lower, but was rejected by buyers here, and on this day rejecting off of this order block. And so that's a propulsion candle. Well, this one is order block. This order block formed within it, broke above, came down, tested it, expanded higher, came down, tested this consolidation point again, and then we saw this big move on Friday, which closed above Thursday's high. So now we have a swing low forming here. And just sort of on a short-term basis, we are making higher highs and higher lows. This is a stop run, in my opinion, as evidence of the fact that we saw this displacement candle higher on Friday. So just from studying the higher time frame charts, we have a bias for at least the beginning of the week that we want to be buying what might be the low of the week should it come down. And so just right off the bat, ideally this would be the area based on just the daily chart where we would look for possible buys. Now if we take it down to the 4-hour chart, these yellow lines are just the Asia range. can ignore us, turn them off for the time being. So this is the daily order block. And as you can see, this hold down move trapped whoever was selling. And now we have this explosive move higher. So I like it not retracing deeper than this area. And so we have this area, and then we can kind of overlay it with this gap here on the 4 hour. I love these 4 hour candle closes, very like beefy and strong. And to me, I don't know. I mean, we might not even make it down here. It might literally just make it slow here. So we just have to see what it looks like around New York session on Monday. I do think Monday could be the day that we get a good buy opportunity. If not Monday, maybe Tuesday, maybe Monday is just a consolidation day. Now, one thing I noticed too about Mondays is we can see kind of an early move higher that looks like, okay, we have made our low of the week already, but then what happens is it kind of peters out near the high and then comes down on Tuesday, takes the low of Monday, and then makes its real move higher. Sorry for the ugly drawing there, but now let's see here on the 1 hour. Again, this is the daily order block. Let me put the 4 hour gap back on. So this is a good area of confluence. We also have the 11,500 big figure, not big figure, but yeah, big figure support level. And if we were just to overlay again, these are just refining it down, but you get the idea. We could see a dip into this area, could go lower and take out this low. And then make its run higher. So we'll look for that, and then we'll see what happens on the 15-minute chart. Actually, let me do this. Let me turn on the session breaks as well. Okay. Always nice to see the session breaks. So this was New York session high on Thursday, and yeah, that's a level that I'm just kind of keeping my eye on. What other upside targets do we have here to think about on the hourly? Kind of reacting off of this right now at the moment. Yeah, it's really just this from CPI in September. That's the only gap that is interesting to me as a target, beyond the equal highs, of course. So we'll just see how it goes. I think on Monday, I'd like to see Asia kind of bounce around, maybe even into London, or maybe London can clip the Asia range and consolidate here for most of the session, and then when it gets to New York, we can see a move like that possibly. We'll have to see, or maybe it comes lower, but we'll review it after end of day Monday to see what opportunities were available, and we will go from there. All right, that's it for now. Be back tomorrow.